people, it is I, me, Ashton Kutcher, here on the interwebs. I'm here with my good friend Walter Payton. Last week on Fantasy Football Live, the fantasy consultant Nathan Zegura picked 8 out of 9. That's 8 out of 9 winners. Okay, you tweeted in and said, should I start this guy or start this guy? 8 out of 9 last week he picked on the Fantasy Football Show. Roethlisberger or Aaron Rodgers? What do you think, Nathan?
You know, there's no question you're going to want to go with Aaron Rodgers this week. Last year, Tennessee only allowed 12 passing touchdowns on the season, second fewest in the NFL. Last time they played, though, Roethlisberger did throw for over 300 yards. That's not going to happen this time in Pittsburgh. This is going to be a much more defensive-oriented game. You're going to see a lot of Willie Parker in this game against the tough Tennessee run defense. I think you're going to see a lot of running from both teams, albeit pretty unsuccessfully, but there's not going to be a lot of success through the air either. This week for Aaron Rodgers, the guy had a phenomenal year last year. He's got right now Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. They look fantastic in the preseason. A healthy Ryan Grant in the backfield. And it looks like Charles Tillman could miss this game for the Bears. He's their best cover corner. That's not good news. If he's out of there, they got to worry about Jennings. They got to worry about Driver. They have Finley over the middle at tight end. Excellent 3 and 4 receivers as well. Aaron Rodgers is a must-start every single week. Ben Roethlisberger, he's not really a great quarterback. He's only been over 17 passing touchdowns once in his career. The year he had 32. That's not going to happen again anytime soon. So I would go with Aaron Rodgers this week and every week over Ben Roethlisberger.
Hasselbeck or McNabb?
You know, that's a good one. I think these are both excellent starts this week. Matt Hasselbeck, what I like about him, going against the Rams team that he has 6 passing touchdowns against in his last 3 full games. They have Hushmanzada, Burleson, Carlson, as you guys alluded to earlier. And another thing, the Rams are notoriously slow starters against the pass. The last 2 opening games, they've given up a total of 560 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. So Hasselbeck's a good start. But I think Donovan McNabb is going to be a great start. Carolina right now, banged up on the defensive side of the ball. They may not have John Beason. And McNabb is great on opening day. Last year, 361 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's a team that comes out of the gate throwing the ball very effectively. They brought in Jeremy Maclin. They brought in LaShawn McCoy. A lot of weapons on that offensive side of the ball. And you know McNabb, with Michael Vick waiting in the wings, wants to go out there and have a huge game this week and say, listen, we don't need to mess around with any of these gimmick plays. We don't need to mess around with Michael Vick coming in at quarterback. This is my team. He's going to lead them to a road win this week against the Carolina Panthers, still reeling from Jake Delhomme's interception bonanza in the playoffs last year.
Castle, Cutler, or Favre?
You know, you're definitely sitting Matt Castle against the Ravens, so we don't even need to talk about that. Not only is the guy hurt, they are the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to sit him down. Brett Favre, again, Cleveland Browns, one of the worst run defenses in the NFL last year, bottom 7 against the run. Adrian Peterson going to run well. I don't see that being a competitive game. I think you're going to see a lot of Brett Favre turning around, handing the ball off in the second half. Jay Cutler is going to have to throw the ball, and he's going to have to throw the ball effectively against the Green Bay Packers, and I think that's what he's going to be able to do. I think that is going to be the saving grace for them, going against a Packer team that gave up 22 passing touchdowns last year, 11th most in the NFL, so get Jay Cutler in there in week 1.
Welker or Deshaun Jackson? What do? You got inside information on Welker. What is it?
Yeah, Welker's got an undisclosed injury. Nobody's talking about it. I can tell you this. There is a good chance that he's going to miss the game this week. Bill Belichick not one to disclose information about injury, so there isn't a very good chance that on Sunday you're going to know one way or the other if Wes Welker is going to play. With him being a Monday night game this weekend, you're going to have to get Deshaun Jackson in there on Sunday just to be safe. So I would start Jackson, who is a very good start against Carolina. I think he has a very nice game to start the year. That's why we like McNabb so much earlier. Therefore, his #1 receiver, Deshaun Jackson, should have a pretty good game as well.
Rice, Sproles, Felix Jones, or Leon Washington?
I'll tell you right now, you got the start of the week right there. In my opinion, that is Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens. Last year, he was the man in his 2 starts, averaged about 130 total yards per game. This year he comes in he's the guy. McGahee could get some goal line carries, but so what? There's going to be plenty to go around as they beat up on the Chiefs, who last year gave up 159 yards and 1.6 touchdowns per game on the ground, both 3rd most in the league. You got to love the fact that Ray Rice is in there. Kansas City, they fired their offensive coordinator within a week. They got Castle, who's got the messed up MCL. He's going to be in there. The Ravens are going to stomp him. Ray Rice easily well over 100 total yards and a great start this week. I think he also gets into the end zone.
A No-Sean or Beanie Wells? Who do you think?
You know, that's a very good one right there. This week, I would, however, go with No-Sean Marino. Marino back at practice today, going to start for the Denver Broncos. They get Cincinnati last year. The Bengals gave up 23 rushing touchdowns, 8th most in the NFL. Marino going to split some time this week with Correll Buckhalter, but they're looking at getting him 16 to 20 touches, both as a running back and a receiver. I think he gets you close to 80 to 100 total yards and punches in a touchdown for the Broncos this week. Beanie Wells is somebody 3 weeks from now, you're going to be starting him probably pretty much every week. But for now, Tim Hightower is the starter in Arizona, and until Wells displaces him, you got to keep him on the bench right now for a guy like Marino, who was going to be starting for his team, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I think we all got to sit back. We got to see. Pia Morales 0.
Cutler or Romo?
Cutler or Romo?
You know, both of them pretty solid starts this week, but I'm going to actually go with Tony Romo. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in complete disarray right now. Their head coach fired their offensive coordinator, and this is a rookie head coach who previously was a defensive backs coach, so he's moving over there. That defense is getting old, especially in the secondary. I think Dallas is going to come out and absolutely destroy the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And last year, the interesting thing about the Buccaneers, they gave up 23 passing touchdowns, 8th most in the NFL, but rushing, they only allowed 8 rushing touchdowns on the year. That was the 4th fewest in the league. So they are a little stingy, one of those bend but don't break defenses, but then you can beat them over the top. And I think that's exactly what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do. I like Tony Romo just because I think he has better weapons. Felix Jones out of the backfield. They got the 2 tight ends in Witten and Martellus Bennett. Roy Williams is healthy. Patrick Creighton. When you look at right now the Chicago Bears, I love Olsen. I think Bennett's a sneaky starter this week, but I think if you're going to look at the overall body, who you want to go with, who's a safer play this week, I think it's Tony Romo at quarterback. Yeah, Nnamdi's got a broken left hand.
Nnamdi's got a broken left hand.
Big, bulky cast on it, so he's not going to be able to get the jams at the line like he normally would, which is going to limit his ability. He's a man-to-man cover corner.
There it is.
That's going to make it a little bit harder for him to be as effective. Jackson, a bigger, stronger guy. I think Jackson's still going to have a very good game.
He's got a broken left hand.
They might not have to throw the ball. He's going to have to do his damage early.
He's got a broken left hand. He's not going to be able to jam at the line. Vincent Jackson's a big receiver. All true, all true. Thank you, Nathan, for the inside info. We always appreciate it.
You guys got it.
Fantasy Football Live. Don't miss it. Ustream.tv/Ashton. Ustream.tv/Ashton. Do not miss the show. Wednesday, 6:30 Pacific time. Be there. Be square. Come with your fantasy questions, and we will have answers for you.